Hey everybody, Garcia here, and today I'm taking a look at a small cooperative card game called The Game Quick and Easy. The objective here is for all of the players of the table between 2 and 5 to burn through the deck of cards, get rid of all the cards, get them legally played, and therefore win it together. If at any point you get to anyone's turn and they cannot play any cards at all, well, you've lost, and you probably will shuffle up and start again because it's very short and you're likely to want to try one more time. That's how it works. We're going to go ahead and go to the table. I'm going to show you how it plays. Very simple, straightforward concept. We'll come back up here. I'll tell you what I think of it. Setting up the game is exceedingly easy. We are going to set up these 2 cards on the table, shuffle up the deck, and then deal everyone at the table 2 cards. We'll simulate a game with 3 players here, and then you are ready to begin. That's it. You are going to figure out amongst yourselves who the start player will be, and then you can begin. So it'll be me. I'll start. The objective of the game is to cooperate in order to get through all of these cards in our hands and the deck and be able to play those down to 2 stacks that will form here next to these 2 cards. The rules to be followed are that the cards played into this deck must always go down. So from 10 down to 1, you can skip numbers, that's fine. And the ones here must go from 1 up towards 10. So ascending pile, descending pile here. On your turn, you are going to play 1 or both of these. Then you are going to draw as many as you played. That's it. Now, these cards, as you can tell, it's quite a large deck. So obviously, there has to be a way to get around simply going up because we'll be done in at most 20 cards or so. So the trick is that you can play breaking this main rule if you play the same colored card as the previous one. So I'll begin. I'm going to play this 10 here. I'm only going to play the 10. The other card I'm holding is a 6, though nobody would know this. And then I draw a replacement. It'll be the next player's turn now. Again, no one here is showing their hand. I might show you just for the sake of the explanation. And players are allowed to communicate a bit. You are allowed to, as the rulebook will detail, you are allowed to say things like, oh, don't play there. I have a fairly high card in this or that color. But you cannot say specific numbers. You have to be basically mindful you're not being too explicit with what you reveal or the puzzle nature is lost, okay? This player is going to go, they are going to play there, they are going to play there unless someone stops them. No, and then they will draw 2 cards like that. Then this player is going to go, and this player is going to figure out these 2 are going to communicate, and they will figure out that playing this card here that seems like a terrible idea is not so terrible, and so they will do it. They're going to play that one, and then they're going to play that one, draw 2. And the reason that's not a terrible idea is because this player here is going to step that back up to a 6 by playing green on green. If it's green on green, I don't have to follow the rule, okay? In fact, if this was a 10, it would be ideal. I would play a green 10 on top of the 4, and it's like the pile is completely reset, right? The other one here, I will ask around the table if anybody has any white cards. This player says, yeah, I have one. It's a very low white card. Oh, okay, I won't do that. Draw this. And this will continue around the table. This player has to play something. Let's say they do that. This player here, I'll convince them to play quite low there. And that's all they'll do. And then I'll come in and do that one and step it back up to 5. And so on. That's how this is going to continue. I might convince the players, oh, try not to play there till it comes back to me, because I can do this. And now we're almost reset. That's the game. At some point, someone cannot play, possibly. Game's over. It's done. You've all lost. Or you get through all the cards here and in your hands, and if you do that, you win the game. There you go. That is the game, quick and easy. Let's go ahead and go back up top. Let me tell you what I think of it. The original design that this is based on, called The Game, the original, is a game I find fairly average. It's one that is going to bring to the table the same sort of communication ideas and the same limitations in many ways that this gives you, but I find some of the rules to be less than elegant. They are a little less intuitive than some of what they've done here. This is probably ultimately a lighter game, yes, but it's also more straightforward. It's a game I can teach more quickly. There's no sort of mental loop, mental hoop to jump through at any point in this one. So be aware of that going right into it. But I don't adore the original one. Is this better? Is that all you want to know? I think it's better. I think it's a better design. I think it's simpler without losing a lot of what the original one had. I don't think it loses anything, actually. Maybe length. It's a little shorter. So here we go. Let's talk about this, all right? The theme here. Nope, there's no theme. I don't care that you now added some skulls that are cutesy. There's still no theme. Everything else. Aesthetics. Good quality cards, but there's still no artwork, really. I mean, the original one had the same image. It's like, this makes me think of a Futurama joke where they're like, now, bachelor chow, now with flavor. This is like, now we've discovered colors. Yeah, okay, the card quality is good. That's it. The replay value here. Likely you will play this a few times in a row, like I said. And that's good. But this one does trend a little younger, I would say. Okay, this is the kind of game that I think if you are going to be playing in a mixed age group, you're, sitting waiting for something, you've got a few minutes, you've got the family or the group of friends, there are some younger members there, then this is a good one for that kind of setting. And if you end up waiting a little longer than you thought, you'll likely play it a couple of times, because it works for that. It's really good for that kind of thing. The game arc, I think, is a little flat, honestly. I don't think there is a build of tension. Your hand size doesn't get any smaller from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. If you get to a moment where you clutch up and cannot not play, you don't really see that moment coming, is what I'm saying, right? So you don't have the sort of like, oh boy, things are getting tighter, oh, we lost. You don't have that build. It's like, we're bumbling along, be careful, okay? It's more like walking a tightrope bridge. And at some point, not a tightrope, but like a wooden rope bridge. And at some point, every step is precarious. And at some point, you put your foot down, that plank goes, and you're dead. There's like, boop, you're dead, right? There's none of that sort of slow build. So I feel the game arc reflects that. Is there tension? Yeah, a bit. It's about the same across the entire experience, though, until you win or die. The ease of play is very high, and I think that's the best thing about this one. In the original game, the jumping back trick was done by, there were no colors. It was like, if I played a 17, then I can jump back to a 27. It had to be by exactly 10. And there were decks that were going down from like 100 to 1, and decks that were going up, or piles that were going up. This is so much easier. These go down, this goes up. If you play color, ignore that. Oh, so much better and so much simpler. I can teach this to anybody in 3 minutes tops, and we're playing. The other game, it was always this whole like, wait, so and this deck is going down, so if I want to jump and save myself, it's up. I have to go up 10, but here I go down 10. Forget that noise. This is so much better. Lastly, tactics, luck, strategy. It's okay. Again, I think if you're playing with a younger crowd, I think this is where this one's really going to shine. The communication rules are still a little iffy and nebulous. What can I say? What can I not say? I wish that had a little more specificity to it. And then the 2-card hand limit is nasty. 2 cards? That's it? That's really tough. But I do feel like if you play with the same group a lot in this one, you're going to find your own sort of communication methodology switching up. You'll either realize you keep tanking and you'll ease up a little bit with the communication, or you're getting too good and you can just sort of glance at people, and you'll find your excuse me, you'll find your way around it. So I like that about it. I think this is going to shine with the same group of people who want something light and discover how your group communicates, where your group settles, as far as how much open communication or cooperation is necessary for us. So there you go. I think it's better than the original one for me. Is it a great game? No, I think it's all right. I think it's an above average game. I just don't think it's one that's going to stick in my head. This is the kind of game you want to keep in the car, and when you see it, you go, oh yeah, let's play that. But you're not, I don't know, for me, it's the kind of thing that doesn't come to mind. It's not going to stick around in there. I think probably calling it the game doesn't do it any favors. So this is going to get a 6 out of 10 from me. Again, I would recommend it. If you're just a sucker for these little card games, this is a nice evolution of the game. If you like playing with, like I said, a mixed age group, you're going to be doing that a lot. If you find yourself often waiting for something, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, this is a good one for that. So there you go. I think you know if this is something that would fit in your collection somewhere. The game, quick and easy. That's it for me, everybody. I'm Z Garcia. I'll see you on the next one.